Picture this, a tiny 2-seat electric pickup with crank windows, no touch screen, no stereo, no power anything, 2 cloth bucket seats, and a bed so short you can't even haul your emotional baggage. Basically, a modern Chevy S10 that runs on hopes and dreams and a 150-mile battery. Sounds like a fever dream? No, it's not. It's the Slate. I'm talking about it again. It's basically what every broke gearhead has been begging for while the rest of the industry shoves $80,000 lightning bolt land yachts down our throats. What's happening, Panda Nation? Peter Von Panda here. Let's get real for a second. In 2021, Ford shocked the world when they dropped the all-new Maverick, a compact unibody front-wheel drive hybrid pickup with an actual usable bed, and the base price was $19,995. 20 grand out the door for a brand new truck with power windows, a touch screen, air conditioning, and an extended cab that could technically fit a drunk friend or two. Don't ask me how I know. Adjusted for inflation, we've all been pretending it hasn't been happening, but it has been, and now it's a $24,000 truck in today's fast diminishing dollars. And people lost their damn minds in a good way. Ford couldn't build them fast enough. I see them around all the time. I really like them. And here's the $1 million question, or $20,000 question if we're being a little bit punny. If Ford can sell a useful modern hybrid compact truck for $20,000 in 2021 money with power everything, a back seat, and a stereo, what happens if one of the big boys actually tries to go full monk mode and build one of the cheapest possible electric pickup trucks? Strip out the hybrid drivetrain, delete the backseat, delete every single luxury, make it rear-wheel drive only, slap in a 40 to 50 kilowatt-hour battery, good for 150 honest miles, and call it a day. What would that thing actually cost in 2025? Because I have been absolutely fascinated by this question because Slate is targeting a $26,000, $27,000 truck, and I'm always just curious what a big automaker could do. So let's break it down like a Lego set built by a drunk toddler. Battery first, the expensive 4-player everyone pretends isn't the main event. 45 kilowatt hours at today's global pack prices, around $115 per kilowatt hour because China is printing batteries like they're Zimbabwe dollars, equals roughly $5,200 for the cells in the pack. The electric motor, inverter, and a single-speed gearbox add another $2,000. Chassis, body, suspension, brakes, 2 cloth seats, and a short steel bed, call it $6,000 to $7,000. Assembly in an existing high-volume U.S. plant, $3,000 to $4,000. Total cost to the manufacturer before they get greedy, $16,000 to $18,000. Now, you add the usual dealer markup, CEO yacht fuel, and the mandatory we can't look too desperate tax, and you're still staring at a realistic MSRP of $19,000 to $22,000 before any federal tax credits. That's cheaper than a loaded Chevy Trax compact SUV sitting on the lots right now for $25,000 with a gas engine that costs less to build than the battery that we just priced out. Meanwhile, over in Troy, the startup kids at Slate E are supposedly bringing together their modular crank window, no frills electric mini truck to market it around, potentially under $20,000 after the federal tax credit, but with that gone, any state credits are probably a little too specific to get to here. Listen, I think the truck is cute. It's adorable. It actually looks a little brawny, kind of like a Land Rover Defender. But that's the startup pricing with startup overhead and startup, oops, we forgot to order enough wire harness types of delays. Give that same truck to Ford, GM, or Toyota with their billion-dollar supply chains and factories that crap out 300,000 vehicles a year before breakfast, and they could absolutely beat Slate by $5,000 all day long, I think. So the question is, why the hell aren't they? Because selling a $60,000 F-150 Lightning to tech bros with more money than taste is apparently more fun than giving the rest of us an electric S10 we could actually afford, and probably way more profitable. Listen, here's the quick reality check. Would you actually daily drive a 2-seat, 150-mile, crank window electric mini truck if it meant never paying for gas again, and the payment was cheaper than your phone plan? Hit me up in the comments. I'm curious to say yes or no. I feel like I'm kind of on the fence about this. But the way I see it, Big Auto could do this tomorrow. They just don't want to. My guess is that between the total sales and the total profit per car, it's just not something that it's worth doing when they can sell big trucks at bigger profits. So the answer is Big Auto, they just don't want to. Yet. Peter Von Panda, out.